apt message from one of the members, and he said that this has happened. Karnataka Bank has fallen. Is everything all right? So I did check in my morning feed that the bank had fallen a lot, but again, usually I ignore most of the daily movements of stocks because if you're invested in a company for long term, then these things should not matter. But then, of course, there was quarterly results. So what exactly happened? So I have prepared a couple of points that you need to look into before you can see or maybe make a decision. Okay, so hopefully this live stream will help you understand exactly what has happened and what you can do about it. All right. So let's see the morning 11:13 a.m. news, which on Economic Times it says Karnataka Bank plunges 9% as NPAs rise, NIIs decline. NPAs means non-performing assets, and NIIs means net interest income, which is very critical for any bank. So, by the way, people on Instagram, you can go and check out my link on YouTube if you want to see what's happening on my screen. I am sharing articles. I'm also going to be looking at the numbers. So, if you want to check that out, go on a YouTube channel. The link is in my bio, and you can watch the screen as well. Otherwise, of course, you're welcome to just hang on the Instagram feed. Okay, so Karnataka Bank plunges 9%. So what exactly happened? Let's look at the other news pieces. Okay, so now on one hand, people are saying one news says Karnataka Bank plunges 9% as NBAs rise. The other news on Economic Times, again, if I look at the headlines today, Karnataka Bank quarter 4 results, private lender reports record annual profit of 483 crore. Okay, so you see how these two contradictory things have happened. NPAs are high, net interest income is down, stock falls down. That is one news. And the other news says Karnataka Bank quarter 4 results, private lender reports record annual profit. By the way, those who did not know, Karnataka Bank is a private bank. It's not a government bank. Okay, just a side note. Okay. So in spite of having good profit, how can the stock fall? Okay, so we will now go into a couple of things that you need to keep in mind as an investor, as an informed investor in stocks. If you've already done my investors course, then some of it will make a lot of sense. If not, just take it as a small case study, and members who are just directly dependent on my advice can also get some insight on what is happening. Okay, so let's go one by one. I have made, starting with the technical reasoning. Okay, so let's go on the charts, and on charting I'm going to open Karnataka Bank. So technical is basically what the market is responding, how the price is moving. So I'm going to go for last 6 months price movement and make you understand a simple fact. Okay, this is a very old pattern in stocks, which is known as 3-week scroll and 1-week fall. Okay, that simply means before any news happens, a stock starts slowly climbing, anticipating good news. Okay, good quarter. Okay, so this happens on quarterly basis. This happens on yearly basis. In fact, even stock market entirely moves ahead of the economy, expecting the economy to revive. So before the economy revives, stock market also starts rising. You must have seen that recently. So similar phenomena happens with the stocks as well. Okay, so now zooming into the last 1 month, what has happened with the stock? Last 1 month, the stock has been rising. I'll just make it to 2 months so that it's a little easier. The stock has been consistently rising up. That means people were expecting positive results, and because of positive expectancy, the stock's price rising. That means more buying was happening. It was not a lot of buying. I didn't see heavy volumes on the stock, but definitely the stock price was going up. Now, when the results came in, even though the results were good, bad, I think the results were khatta meetha. That means half and half. Some of it was good, some of it was bad. Okay, and how to anticipate results, I'll come to that in fundamental reason. But notice what happens. The moment that the results are declared, the stock immediately cancels out the positive or negative impact. Okay, now because the news is out there, whatever expectations were there of those people, okay, if it was too overly positive, it gets corrected. Okay, all news is digested in stock Basic principle of technical analysis, basic Dow theory. So now what the stock did today was it digested the news. Okay, reality check mil gaya. And then obviously people who are overly positive sold off the stock. Okay, and I also come to the holding. Okay, in the last point, uh, FI versus DI holding. I'll also add to that in the end what has happened. Okay, so this is simply news reaction, which happens with almost every quarterly result. If the stock is going up, even if the news is good, the stock might fall down because of over anticipation, over eagerness of investors. Okay, for long-term investors, quarterly results should not matter that much. If your quarterly results are continuously getting bad in a trend, okay, every quarter you're getting bad results, yes, maybe then you should take worry, but a single quarterly result cannot be something that you can take seriously. Okay, so this was a technical reason, a news reaction. People 3 days crawl or 3 weeks crawl and 1 day fall. The moment result takes place, all the anticipation is gone. So that is a very standard impact that has happened on the stock. Overall, I still see the stock is still on a short term, still on a bullish trend, but it has come down to its 20 EMA. If it falls further, yes, maybe technically it will become a weaker stock, but you can look at it as a secondary correction for now. Okay, next comes the simple fact that why such a sharp decline. If you go to the screener.in and check Karnataka Bank's market cap, okay, Karnataka, okay, let's quickly check the market cap. Market cap is barely 2000 crore. That means it's a small cap stock. The moment you see a small cap stock, you know if one big party, one big player takes out money, which has happened today with the volumes, it's clear that one big player has removed stocks from its portfolio. They have sold out. Obviously, the swings are going to be very high. Okay, on a very small company, the swings upside are also very big, downside is also very big, and especially with small cap, the stocks can also go down 90-95%. Okay, and they can go up 200, 300, 400% as well. So the wild swings are because even a small amount of money can move the price of the stock. Okay, that is why 9% fall for something like Karnataka Bank is not earth shattering for somebody like me personally, because again, I have always seen it as a small cap bank, and with small cap companies, I know that I have to keep my percentage holding small so that my risk and exposure is less. The moment you do that, even if the stock swings a lot and it falls down a lot, your overall portfolio is not impacted. So again, because of the small size of the stock, this wide swing can be expected both on the upside and downside as well. So that is something you need to keep in mind. Now let's, of course, ultimately, as I mentioned, percentage holding is your ultimate stop loss. So the best thing is, especially when you're buying on a fundamental basis, okay, and which is what I've recommended to my clients as well. I'm not asking anybody to buy or sell this stock. I'm just giving my personal opinion. Okay, don't buy just because I have said you should buy this stock. Do your own analysis. But if you're fundamentally buying a stock, then your holding percentage should itself be the stop loss. Okay, this is not a technical trade. This is a fundamental buy. In that case, whatever money I'm putting in, it'll be so small that if tomorrow the company wipes out completely, I should not have to worry about it. So put only small amount of money. Going back to the basics, put only the amount of money in stocks which you can afford to lose. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Now comes the next important aspect, quarter on quarter results. Let's now go to the bank's website and see what is happening on the quarter to quarter results. I'm going to break down all the important points one by one to show you what is the reality. Okay, don't get caught up in news. One news is showing positive side, the other news is showing negative side. It's their job to create these shock movements for you to react to, otherwise nobody is going to watch news, right? Let's see what is happening in reality. Now, usually I don't look at quarterly numbers unless I see a continuous trend in a long-term holding stock. But today, let's just put on a magnifying glass and look at the performance highlights from this month only. Okay, from this year, quarterly results itself. I'm on Karnataka Bank's website. I'll link this website link where there is results. You can check it out yourself. So first, let's look at the net profit. Here they have given a very nice table where they're comparing quarter four. That means quarter four of 2020 and quarter four of 2021. That means this quarter. So from last year's fourth quarter and this year's fourth quarter, what is the difference in the result? And this is known as Q on Q, QOQ. That means quarter on quarter results. Okay. Let's look at net profit, which is the main name of the game, right? Ultimately, how much profit have they made? In 2020, they have made 27 crores as their profit, 27.31, and this year they've actually increased to 31.36. So net profit overall has increased for this company by 14.83%, which is actually a positive thing. Company's profit increasing in spite of, mind you, all the COVID madness. We've been through the worst time in our financial lives, probably economy wise, and still this result, they've actually shown positive result, which is actually a very good thing according to my personal opinion. Second, operating profit is down. Okay, this is the profit they've made without minus the taxes. That's EBITDA, also known as. Again, for details, you can check out what is EBITDA. But ultimately, this is the management level profit that they can make, operational level profit that they have made. From 391 to 383, there's barely 2% difference from last year's quarter. Okay, not that much of a big deal. Total income has definitely reduced. It has reduced by 12%. So in quarter four of 2020, they had made 2,045.94 crores. And this year total income, they have reduced in this quarter only 1,790.70. That means there has been a decline in income, which is again understood. We are going through difficult times. Okay. Also, I would also like to point out towards the comment of one of the management people of Karnataka Bank, which I will show, I'll show on screen as well, where they have taken a conservative approach. They very clearly mentioned that we are not going to expand our business. We are taking a conservative approach so that we can ride through these difficult times. After COVID first wave, now we are on the second wave. So things are definitely not looking good economy wise. So that's why company had decided to consolidate, it become like a turtle now. Okay, they're going to be in their shell and they'll only open up, of course, when the economy is back on track, when the winds are in their favor. Net interest income, okay, NII. This is again a very important income. Overall, banks make money on the interest that is generated from the loans they give. So ultimately, how much is coming into their pocket? It has definitely fallen down. So their income from interest has fallen down from 529.30 crore last fourth quarter, to now it's 459, a 13.25% decline. Okay. So yes, definitely not a good thing since their total income has fallen down, even net interest income has fallen down, which is again obvious. I don't see this is an earth-shattering number considering that the economy actually fell down a lot. They have not done that bad. So it is okay. I'm not saying it's good, but it's definitely not worst case scenario. Okay. Other income, I usually don't look at it because there are many things, but it's still there's no other income. All the other money that they make apart from the interest of loans, it's coming under other income. 8% decline in that. For now, let's skip that, but definitely expected that all the other banking related services, they have a decline in the number of people who will be taking banking services. Okay, a lot of people don't even have a job or income source. Why would they go to a bank? It's as simple as that, right? So now let's come to net interest margin. Okay, margin is very important because it tells you about the efficiency of a bank. Okay, that means out of any given amount of money, how much money are they actually putting in their pockets? Okay, margin is a very good sign of how the bank's operations are taking place. And yes, there has been a significant decline in that, which is what I'm thinking. One of the reasons a lot of big players might have reduced their money from the stock because the quality of performance is not that great. Okay, 15% decline from 2.86 in 2020 to now it is 2.41. So definitely a decline in the interest margin. That means their margins are declining. The operational profits are definitely taking a hit. Okay, which is again, in my opinion, understood. 15 to 20% difference where the economy is actually fallen down to half. Nifty crashed. So many businesses are down. I'm sure they're in now overall the people who are paying off their money, a lot of people might not be able to pay them back. Definitely that is going to take a hit. So again, it's understood, not a good thing as a result, definitely a bad thing, but understood in these times. And then return on assets has actually shown a growth. That is overall whatever assets they have employed, how much money are they churning out of it. Okay. So from 30.13, they have increased it to 0.15, very marginal increase, nothing good or bad, but definitely at least their return assets are increasing, whatever returns they are making on their assets. Now comes the important part. Okay, I'll go to GNPA, that is gross NPA and net NPA. NPA simply means the amount of loan that has not come back to the company. Okay, these are people who have not paid their EMIs, interests, and that money which is not coming back to the bank out of all the loan that they have given. So if a bank has given 100 crore worth of loan, 2 crore is not coming back, that is 2% NPA, non-performing asset. A bank's asset is the loan book that they have given out, the amount of loan that they have given out. Okay, so here definitely a good sign is that a bank should be below 2%. That is in under normal circumstances. That's my personal opinion. Okay. So net NPA is below 2% are standard. And if you see the bigger banks, they will, like especially something like HDFC and even Kotak, they have very good control over their NPAs, and that's why they can grow. Similarly, Karnataka Bank, I'm not saying it's good because their NPAs have actually increased, okay, from 3.08%, that is net NPA, to 3.18. That means overall asset quality has declined. That means a lot of money has not come back. The amount of money that has come back is not coming back, sorry, has actually increased. And yes, this is something that is worrisome, but right now I don't see a drastic reason to get worried because this is more than expected in such times. We know that because of lockdown, people are not going to pay back their money. A lot of people are going through financial struggle themselves. So till the time economy does not improve, I would say 3%, 3.5, even 4% is actually fine. Okay, and we can see that government and RBI are doing things to make sure that this does not impact our economy. They're trying to help different sectors. It will take time. It's not going to happen like magic fingers. It's a big problem that we are facing right now. It will take time, 1.5 years. Who knows when we'll be back to normal. But if in normal conditions I see these numbers, of course, definitely I'll not be recommending this stock, or definitely not be happy with this. But right now, at this point of time, I am okay with it. Again, this is a negative sign on the results, but to something understood as far as the pandemic is concerned. It's where they've given out so much money that they can't back up for, and it's basically risky for the bank. So for now, I'm going to cut this part out and don't get into CRR ratio right now. Let's just understand a very important aspect, which is provisioning, PCR percentage. Okay. Because that is something that you need to understand, and why the operating profits and why the results have come down. There's a very clear reason behind that, and because PCR, which basically stands for provisioning. Okay, provisioning is money kept aside by the banks from the profit to take care of bad times. Okay, forget about CR for now, but understand PCR is something that is very crucial to banks because, of course, CRR and CASA ratio, all of them are important, but I don't want to overcomplicate this live stream. PCR, let me just show you the definition of it, because that will be easier. In banking. Okay, provisioning coverage ratio. Okay, so out of their profits, banks will usually keep aside a certain amount of money so that tomorrow when your bank is facing troubles, just like what is happening right now, okay, banks will usually set aside so that they can, whenever there is loan money not coming back, when the NPAs are on the rise, they can use this money as a backup. Okay, and they can again keep the asset quality maintained. Asset quality means their overall money should not be, they should not have higher risk percentage, then they should not have higher NPAs. Okay, so this is basically backup money, reserve money, whatever you want to call it. And ideally, above 70% means that most of the asset quality issues have been taken care of. That is a standard measure on banks. So in Karnataka Bank last year, The PCR percentage was 64.70. Again, not good, not bad, was okay. But this year they've finally crawled up to 70%. That means they're now well set to take care of these bad times. They have enough backing, and that's why their I would say profits have taken a hit. Actually, profits are high, but the overall income has taken a hit, and that is fine because some of the money has gone into provisioning. And now, coming days, because they are still going to be difficult for the bank, in my personal opinion, again, I'm not asking you to buy or sell this bank, but in my opinion, they should sail them through the next few quarters. Okay. And we don't know that, of course, again, 2, 3 quarters later, things might be different, things might be better or worse. There is no way to predict that. But as of now, I don't think there's a reason to panic. And the bank looks okay. Again, in comparison to the current situation, yes, it has fallen down because of the technical reasons. Now, before I go, let's just quickly show you what the Karnataka Bank uh, important personnel whose interview I was reading the other day. I had mentioned this in my CSE meeting as well. Uh, if I can find it right now, I will be able to. Okay, here we are. So this is an interview from May 7th, so this month only. And we are talking to Mr. So the interview was Mahabaleshwar MS, MD and CEO of the bank. Okay. He has clearly mentioned that Karnataka Bank will focus on cost light liability portfolio. That means they're going to make sure that their cost cutting is there. And very important, if you notice, in spite of income decreasing in on quarter to quarter basis, okay, they have actually been able to increase their profit. So income, overall money that is coming in has reduced, but the profit is increased. That means they have done good amount of cost cutting, which is a sign of a smart businessman, I would say. And if they're able to continue doing the same thing, I think this bank should sail through the bad times. And that is exactly what the overall MD of the person has said. In fact, if I go down, bank is set for a moderate growth percentage, only 12%. So they are not even targeting a higher growth percentage this year. They are going to go for a moderate growth because they just want to make sure that they sail through this bad period. Okay, because in good times, of course, good companies will be doing really well, as long as you don't lose your shirt in bad times. And I think this conservative approach is good for banks. Banks should not be very exorbitant anyway. Okay, we've seen what happens with the cases of Yes Bank. So make sure that you read deep into what has happened. Don't get swayed away by quarterly profits. Do a multi-dimensional analysis of any particular company before buying or selling a particular stock. Okay, don't do shortcuts. Do some little I would say at least 5 minutes or 10 minutes of research before making any conclusive decisions. Whether to buy or not, buy or sell this particular company, I'm going to leave that decision up to you. Okay. This is not a recommendation to buy and sell. This was just my opinion on what has happened today, and to maybe educate all of you to understand that news reports can be one thing, stock reaction can be one thing, and the story behind it could be completely different thing. Okay, so I hope you guys learned something from this particular stream. If you liked it, definitely like my YouTube channel or put in a comment. Right now I'm just going to say hello to everybody who's joined on the